So how comes the last girl, she was the same age as you? You was not older than her by years. You said that the guy has to be older than the girl by years. How comes you was going to go for her?
Honestly, you want me to be frankly honest with you about this last lady? I felt like the rate and speed at which I was popping my balloon because of age was a little bit too much, and it may give a wrong impression to the audience that I wasn't there to look for love. So I wanted to give Krista, I think her name is Krista, right? I wanted to give her a chance. I'm like, okay, the age is, because normally my age preference is not even, I don't want somebody that was the same age, preferentially. I may make some exceptions if other qualities outweighs the age. I may make some exceptions. We live in America. I wanted to give her a chance. I wanted to see what else. I wanted to at least have opportunity to talk about the other aspects of the Des factor, because most of it ended at appearance. So I thought she was going to be a good one that we can go a little bit further. Honestly, my age preference is a mature 24-year-old to 35-year-old. That's my preference. As a man, I want to give at least 2 years. But I can leave my balloon for certain exceptions, like Crystal was one of them. She was 37. I'm like, okay, this one I can bring to the family and say, hey, this is my babe, she's 37. There'll be no judgment. But that was it.
Looking at yourself on the show, right? You say that you're a high-value man, but would a high-value man act the way that you acted on that show?
Ooh.
There's a reason why it's called a show. This is not a movie. This is not anything else. This is a show. And a show has to have spikes.
No,
You don't come on for that though, bro.
my question is, would a high-value man act the way that you acted on the show? So the way you started answering that question is as if like you plan to act like that for the show.
No, absolutely not.
So
I'm a
would a
show guy.
Would a high-value man act the way you acted? Yes or no?
No.
No.
Okay. To answer your question.
So you said no.
Wait. To answer your question.
You said no. You said a high-value man would not act like that, right?
I was saying that stomping the balloon, a high-value man would not do that. That was the only immature thing that happened on that show that I don't think a high-value man would do in any situations like that.
Oh, you did a few other things that was very goofy beyond just stepping on the balloon. The Des factor itself, probably a little goofy, probably. You could have kept it to yourself. You could have just had your reasons for disqualifications, brother.
I think stomping on the balloon was immature. I expressed that already. But the way I carried myself throughout the rest of the show, it reflects high value. You know, if you look at my outfit, people make comment about my outfit. I'm not afraid to say where I shop. I'm not going to come and lie that I shop at Gucci, Versace, Louis Vuitton to be high value. No, I shop at Men's Warehouse. They don't pay me to say that, but they have quality products that I like.
Bro, you had Pusha T box braids. Stop it.
That suit, that's why I got it. People say something about my shoes. That shoe's a $300 pair of shoes. It's not expensive. It's not cheap either. So I'm just saying, a high value man, when you're talking about a high value man, you're looking at me. I am, if you look at the lineup on the show and they say, okay, without the show airing, just the pictures or the first video on the lineup, they say point one high value man on that picture. Guess who they're going to point? They're going to point me. Why? Because you see me, you see value.
No, you see value, bro. We see a gimmick, a comedian, a comic book character, the Des factor, the braids, the way how you was looking goofy, everything you was saying. We didn't even really believe you to be who you actually are. You know, you had to expound upon it even more, but you kind of just seemed like a gimmick when you came on there, bro. Nobody took you serious.
Okay, Desmond, let me just be completely honest with you, okay?
Be honest, BM. Let them know.
If anybody is to talk about that episode, they're just going to talk about how you acted on that episode. Because all the girls that came out, I cannot remember one thing that the girls said that was out of line or that was wild towards you. But the only person that I can remember, one of the persons that I can remember the most that said so many things was you. That was out of pocket or wild. It was you, right? So I'm basically trying to make you understand, right? If you watch that episode and you did not reflect on yourself, on how you acted, then you need to know that you are the problem.
Yeah.
You
Agreed.
see, this is the thing.
Then you
Okay,
agreeing?
that's good. It's good that, obviously, man to man, right? If you're looking for love, right, you have to be ready. You have to make sure that you are a better version of yourself before you even think about dating or getting in a relationship, especially a serious relationship. Because the first thing you need to do before you even enter a serious relationship is fix yourself. You need to be able to fix yourself, because the person that you are dating is not going to fix you. You need to fix yourself first.
Facts.
So when you come on the show and you see how you act, you need to go back and rewatch that show and actually think, oh wait, this is the reason why I'm single. When I got my assistant to call you, she told me, yeah, he speaks very well. I think he's going to do well on the show. So obviously when I spoke to you as well, I was like, yeah, you know what? You got your life together. I think you're going to do very well. So the way you acted on the show was completely surprising to me, because the way you the way you are, the way you carry yourself, you're well put together. So now you need to match it with, you have to match it with actually acting right.
Gotcha. To be honest with you, going back, reflect. I went back and watched it twice. One thing I want to say is this: every human being have some form of a death factor. Because I express that clearly and vividly, it makes it sound unrealistic. But every lady, every guy, they have specifications on the kind of guy they want. I give you an example of a height. So nobody can change their height. Why would you judge somebody because they're short? Why wouldn't you want to date a short guy? That's one of it. We're talking about income. Yeah, people can change their income. Ladies do not want to date broke guys. That's a fact. They say it every time. If you don't have your back, I'm not going to date you.
You come off as corny, bro, and you come off like you trying to sell an image, like you literally just playing a character for a show so you can maybe promote yourself or promote a brand, and now you have this death factor, and now this is like this new slang term that you can use for your own endeavors. You don't sound legit, like you on there for love. Granted, we all know the show has become somewhat of a clout, entertainment show, but at the same time, you're still coming on there for a purpose, and we're going to judge it based on that. I judge it based on people actually coming on there trying to get a relationship match or a date or some form of, relationship. So when I see people like this, we going to call it out, because we're watching it based on the fact that someone trying to find a match. We're not watching it on somebody who trying to promote a brand, a business. We're not watching it for that. So you don't understand that the people not digesting it like that. We're digesting it like you're trying to get someone. Now you look like a comic book character.
That's another thing. It's a criteria, it's a specification, it's a preference. So the death factor is my preference. If you want to be with me, that is my preference. And likewise, I expect you to have your own preference. I don't want you to just follow me because, I am this person. You come with your preference, I come with my preference, we meet halfway. Do you know why men cheat on their wives, or why women cheat on their partners?
Wow, buddy.
Because people compromise a lot. I can, in terms of compromise, 80%, 80-20. So I can, for the person that I like, if they have 80% of what I want in a partner, I'll take it. I'll know that 20% of their shortcomings, the 80 supersedes that. But for me to reduce that percentage to 50 or to 10, I cannot do it. There's somebody for everybody out there. I talk about the physique. I am a man
First of all, if you got to cheat, you shouldn't even be getting with the person.
that likes certain features. If you want me to reduce that or to compromise on that, and I take a lady with a flat butt, then I'm walking on the beach with that lady, turn my eyes, I'm seeing all this nice beauty. Man, what do you think is going to happen? My eyes going to be stuck on it? But if I'm walking with my babe that has everything I want, there's no reason for me to look out there.
Nope,
And
not true. My wife got a nice ass. If I see another nice ass, I'm still going to look at it. That doesn't change anything, Dr. Dez. You ain't making no sense right there, bro. We're men. We're still going to look at, I'm going to look at a flat ass possibly as I might look at a fat ass. It just all depends if my brain wants me to look at it.
that's what people are missing in life.
Okay, Desmond, are you single? It's a
I
question.
am
Are you
single.
single?
Yes.
You're single, right? So something that you're doing is not working.
I'm on a
So
path
that's
to
why
a
I'm saying
relationship though.
that's not what I'm saying to you is like sometimes when you're single, right? You probably might have a lot of people who around you that might be single as well. I don't know. I'm just saying, right? So sometimes people that are single will give you advices that you think is the right advice, right? You think, yes, what you're doing is right. Maybe they don't see what you're doing, right? But say for instance, if you go and get advice from a lot of people who are in a relationship or they are married, they're probably going to see what wrongs you're doing and they'll tell you to adjust the wrongs that you're doing in order to get the results that you want. Like by me just watching you on that show, I would tell you, Desmond, like you are well put together, but the way that you acted on that show made it seem like you wasn't trying to find love.
Apart from the stomping on the balloon, what other actions portray that I wasn't, the way I was acting was of low value? Apart from the stomping on the balloon.
No, I'm not saying that you was acting low value. I'm saying that you was doing too much. Like you was just saying things. First of all, a lot of stuff that you said
What I
wasn't
believe.
what you believe. The Des factor is what you believe, right? Okay, let's go. Let's start with the first girl that came out, right? The first girl comes out, and the first thing you say is that I have a Des factor, and you don't fit any of that. You didn't
No,
pass the. What do you
appearance. It
just
doesn't fit
what?
appearance.
Okay, why do you just say, oh, something simple? Why do you just say, oh, appearance wise, you know what, something
That's
that
what I said.
He
I'm
trying
not
to go
If you
into?
watch the
viral.
No,
video
but
for
you
the
see, you
first
have to
girl,
talk about the Des factor. You have to talk about all this stuff to make you sound like you are high value for producing the Des factor.
Yeah, you
That
I
way
is
am
over.
doing
actually
too
high
much.
value. I'm not trying to make myself sound like it. I am it. I am it. So it wasn't, most people see that as an act because they don't know me. But if you know me in real life, ask my friends, they'll tell you. It's the way I talk. Sometimes my voice is always going to be louder, but that's the way I talk. Most of my family
Okay.
members, when we're talking, you think we're having an argument. We're not. That's how we speak. We speak with a certain level of confidence. We speak with a certain level of clarity. And, I am an educated guy, so my choice of word are refined. Okay, so when I mention some of those things, I follow structure. I didn't come there with those things. Some people say I was going from a script. There was no script. There was no script. I am evaluating what I see. I do evaluation on a daily basis. I can tell you about the nursing process. You assess, you diagnose, you plan, you implement, you evaluate. And throughout the show, was going through my head repeatedly. Evaluate and reevaluate. And that's why, as we get closer, I try to be giving more people opportunity and chances for them to express themselves. Let me address one thing you mentioned about why am I single, or if I'm looking for love, or men age like fine wine. I'm in no hurry. I gotta meet the right person. If I meet the right person, we will date, we will be together, we will have a partnership.
No,
If
I
I
agree
don't
with
meet the
him on
right
that.
person, I am not gonna compromise. I am not afraid to be single. I'm okay. I have a lot of flexibilities right now. If I want to be in London tomorrow, I'll be in London tomorrow. I have nobody to answer to. Nobody answers to me. I'll be in London tomorrow. I like that part of my life, but I also want a partner that can have that level of independence. I have
I don't disagree with him on that. He's spitting facts right there for sure.
traditional African values, but most women think that because I said those things on the show, I am sounding narcissistic, or I can be controlling, and all of those things. Get to know me as a normal human being. Talk to my friends who tell you who am I. I am very easygoing. When the situation calls for being serious, I will be serious. If the situation calls for being calm, I'll be your calm. I'll be your peace. If the situation calls for just being fun, hang out, get a cigar, go to the bar, get a drink, get shot, I'll do that. I'm the life of the party. Wherever I go, I'm the life of the party. And
Okay.
that's what it is.
Okay. So let me give you an example, right, Desmond, right? This guy that you see here, this guy, look at him, Desmond. He's a cool guy. I've spoken to you. You're actually a cool guy, right?
Thank you, man.
Now,
Thanks for saying that. That actually lifts me up a
right,
little bit.
okay. Okay, so if you look at me, right? You know when you said to me, when I spoke to you, you said to me, "Right, BM, I didn't know that you're a musician and you're very down to earth." You know, what did you say? You found out that I made some songs that you know of, right? But how do I act in front of people?
You are a gentle guy. Okay, there are people like
Okay,
you, and we need those people like you on this world. And we
Oh
need people
shit.
like me. We have to coexist.
okay. So
That is
let me give
true.
you an example now, right, Desmond? Right? You see the way I am. I wouldn't go out there and start talking like this. I am a high value man. I have the BM factor. If you don't
You
qualify for
do
the
have the
BM
BM
factor,
factor, man. Come on.
yes, but the thing is, I don't need people to see me in that state for them to
Yeah.
think that I'm high value. I'm just very down to earth. Do you kind of get the point? Other
Yeah.
people are seeing you as you're doing too much. When if you just act like this, like how you are right now, it's great. It's balanced. That's what I think the people are basically just seeing. They're just seeing like you may be thinking that you are you was
Right.
the best one out there in the lineup. You get what I'm saying? You know how
Yeah, that BM factor is gonna kind of get him eliminated just in life a lot of times because it's just always gonna show the fact that he's playing a character. And it's okay to have a Des factor, you know, when you have standards on what you actually want when it comes to physical looks, brains, and I already said physical looks, which is beauty, but yeah, when you already have your criteria on what you want in your life as a partner, it's okay to have that. Every guy has that. But when you come off with this Des factor, you have to hit the A to beat the C. Like when you have that shit, you gonna look corny, and you're gonna be labeled as something that you might not be, but you're just being perceived by what you putting in the forefront.
the world sees people, right?
You
You
got
know,
to think
and
best of
also
yourself, bro. Yeah, I know. It's just something that, some of us were born, especially coming from where we came from, we're born with an innate quality of like self-confidence. You don't have to tell me to be confident. You don't have to boost my morale or my self-esteem. We grow up, we've learned a lot of resiliency throughout the process. I've been in poverty, I've seen suffering, and I've seen money. So I know both lives. So sometimes when I talk about certain things, it's coming from a hard earned experience that I've gone through. So no one can beat down my confidence wherever I go and I speak of myself as a founder and CEO of Platinum Care Health Solutions. That's my brand. People thought that I came on the show just to sell my business or sell my brand. No, I am part of my brand. If you ask me to introduce myself, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Desmond. People will call me Dr. Des. And I am the founder and CEO of Platinum Care Health Solutions. Period. That's
that's
me.
another thing as well. But that's what you don't see. I'm trying to tell you, Desmond,
I see
that
what
you're not
BM.
seeing what you did wrong by saying that you are the founder of this multiple times. It comes across as you're trying to promote something. You're not really there trying to find
True,
love.
true.
So what
Okay.
I say to you, when
You need to let it just be figured out over time.
when I say to you, Desmond, you're gonna. I feel like you always have to find an excuse to back up anything that people tell you about yourself.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And that's the number one thing that you need to do in life. Reflect on what people are saying to you, because all those tens of thousands of comments, right? There must be some truth in what some of these people are saying. Not saying all of them. I'm saying some of them. There must be some truth. That's what all I'm saying is this: people that come on the show, just reflect upon some of these things, and I guarantee you, like if you was to come back on the show and you matched, it would be a different story, right?
Right.
And also, you keep saying that you're an African man, you're an African man. I know a lot of African men that don't act like you.
Bro,
The ones that act like you, they're always gonna be judged. They're always gonna be, talked about as the way that they act.
yeah. And there's one more accountability part. There's one more accountability part I want to bring on. Tamir, the lady with the green dress. Yes, the honest truth about Tamir. I know I mentioned something about her legs and the age or something like that. Tamir is a beautiful lady. Tamir, if that show was structured in a way that the people say their name and where they are from originally before we even, I would have made exceptions for Tamir. I would have compromised a lot. Let me not say a lot. I would have made an exception for Tamir because Tamir is exactly her energy, her aura captivate me even till today. I talked to Hamach, the firefighter guy. I said, man, Tamia, treat that lady right, okay? Because she's actually a very good lady. She's actually very sweet. I can tell. I have a certain level of instincts. I can tell. I wouldn't have fought for Tamia. I would have made an exception for Tamia, and I would have loved to get to know Tamia more. After the show, I think I also sent her a message. I said, hey, Tamia, I'm so sorry about the comment I made about your legs. It's just there are certain things that I'm looking for, like I explained, but she's very fun, and she was okay with it, you know.
You don't do stuff like that. How you go in on the legs on a public platform getting millions of views, and then you gonna backslide in the in her DM or text messages, hey, I'm sorry about making the leg shots, but I find you very attractive. I like you. I hope firefighter treat you up. You don't do weird shit like that, man. That's why you don't say the shit you say on the show, so you don't have to backpedal and go on an apology tour amongst the contestants. That's just weird.
No.
But do you see, and I like the fact that you took accountability there, because do you see what people are talking about? Also, what I always keep talking about, I keep saying this on the show, you don't know how somebody is really like in that space that you have when you come on the show. You're thinking quick, right? But when you started talking about your Des Factor stuff, you are automatically blocking all of this that you might like her. Yeah. You're not even giving her a chance because you have this Des Factor form that she has to pass. Do you get what I'm saying? If you didn't think about that Des Factor, you could have ended up matching with someone like her. Obviously, she matched already, but I'm just saying, like, if you didn't even have that thought, you would have been like, you know what? Let me match and then see how it goes. But at the same time, after the show, you realized that, wow, like, you could have matched with her. And was there somebody else that you wanted to match with that you didn't match with?
Gigi was one that, I left my balloon on pop for Gigi. Gigi is a very dedicated lady. She's been through the rigor of military service, and anyone that has gone through that process, has a certain level of stamina and rigor, and I like that about Gigi. And Gigi also, even after all that, she's still humble. The way she speaks, the way she carries herself.
Right, yeah.
I left my balloon on pop for Gigi. I mean, for her, I know most people seem to believe that I was too shallow when it comes to the eye contact. I don't know how it is for Congolese or for Congo, but I know in Cameroon, if I'm talking to my parents, my teacher, someone I respect, I'm looking them in the eye, that's disrespect. That's disrespect. Yeah. So I know that in the military, you have to be looking at whoever you're talking to in the eye. That's a lot. That shows respect. That shows that you're engaging in conversation. And I just see that some back and forth that we may have problems going down the road, just because of things like that. So Gigi,
you could have asked her. Just a simple thing. You could have asked her about what does that mean to you. And then maybe
she explained that because she was talking to Ice. Ice was looking her in the eyes, and that's what she valued a lot about Ice. That's one of the things she listed, So I'm like, if that means that much to you, means this much significance to you, I may not meet that threshold on that, because sometimes I may avoid eye contact just out of respect.
No, but what I'm saying is that, but what if you ask her and say, oh, I may avoid eye contact because of this, and then she agreed? What if that happened?
Then maybe it would have matched.
All right, we're going to leave it off right there because this dude talking in circles and riddles. He's almost going against some of the things that he just, that he did on the show. I could tell you having some regrets. It's okay to have standards. It's okay 100% to have standards. But when it comes down to the way how this dude moves, he just does it in a very gimmicky way, which would probably turn someone off. It's okay to be you. Don't feel like you got to change yourself to fit in with anybody. Be you. But just know when you might be yourself in a gimmicky way, it might turn some people off. It's a trade-off with everything. You have to act how you want to be treated. So you get into certain rooms, you get into certain spaces, you need to know how to be social. Know how to be a social butterfly, to move so that you're not just turning people off for no reason. Some people just want to turn people off because they just have a very unsociable skills. But if you can be somewhat social, you're gonna be okay. Once you learn how to navigate different types of people, all types of people, you'll be good. But Dr. Des needs to work on some things. He's successful. It doesn't really matter. He's a successful guy. But he's gonna have a hard time if he keep going with this Des factor and saying that he's high value. Women gonna come at him for the wrong reasons instead of him kind of being a little more low key with it, just being more of just a humble guy that he started out as, and letting all the other shit get found out later on. That'll help him out more than him just coming out saying that I'm a high value man and I require this from the start, because that woman is gonna play that role. That one who is fitting those characteristics, she gonna play that role. She might end up being the one cutting your ass down later on when you really need someone. So I want to know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Make sure y'all like the video, comment below. This is JayBReacts, and until next time, y'all, peace.